you got it. Whatever you did worked. Well, what we're doing here, Mike's got just a regular rod and reel, and he's got a little corn on the end. Like I told you, you don't have to have a special rod or reel of any kind. You can use just a regular old rod and reel, or fly rod if you have a fly rod, or just a cane pole works. I've caught a lot of fish with a cane pole. In fact, that's probably how most fishermen get started fishing, is with a cane pole.
When did you get started with the fly rod?
Well, for years I tried it, and then a few years ago I got with a competent guide and instructor, and he straightened me out a little bit. It's like guys starting to play golf.
Take
You know,
lessons.
yeah, you need to get in there with a professional who can tell you how to do what you're doing wrong and get you on the right foot. And if you don't, it's like golf. You get the wrong stance, you don't bend correctly, you'll be fair, but you'll never be real good probably until you get with a good pro. And you learn bad habits, and bad habits are hard to break.
But are there fishing shops here in Gatlinburg?
Yeah, there are. Right in the Yaller pages, as they call them.
I got you.
Yeah. Then another thing too, like I said before, if you're sitting in a motel room right now and you think, what are we going to do? And you got your son with you or your daughter, you can call City Hall, you know, during the week, and they'll tell you what you got to do to get a license. They're not that expensive. Or one of the welcome centers, you know, where the new parking lot is, there at 321 and 441 intersection, traffic light number 3, and the welcome center as you come into town. They've got license. They can give you all the information you need. All you got to do is bait the old hook and get out there. See if you can catch something. We've got corn on Mike's right now. Corn's always been pretty good. Dough balls are good. I didn't bring any bread. I think I ate all of it. Times are hard, you know. Well, here we are today. We're in downtown Gatlinburg fishing the Little Pigeon River, which comes out of the National Park, Great Smoky Mountains, sweeps all the way through town for about 3 or 4 miles. And this stream, the city stocks it, and they put some nice sized trout in here too. Rainbows primarily. Every now and then you might see a brook, or if you do, it's a native, or you may see a brown trout, which also would be a native. What I've got here today, I'm fishing in tandem. I've got 2 flies on, and these are wet, or nymphs, you might call them. I don't know whether you can see them or not. This one is my lead one, and below it I have another one. These are weighted, so they get down pretty deep. They should, hopefully, I get down all the way to the bottom, because trout are bottom feeders primarily, particularly rainbows, and the rainbows are spawning. So what we're going to do, we're going to step up here a little way, fish against the current, like a trout will be in the current, facing upstream. So you put this hopefully up above his head, comes down through, it looks like some natural food, and hopefully he will eat it. It may take a few minutes to get him going, but there's a good hole right here. Now Thursdays, today is Thursday, that's the day they stock. And you're not supposed to fish on Thursday. But they're letting me do it because you're going to be seeing this on a local PEG channel, Channel 4, and hopefully it will entice some of you to grab the old rod and reel or cane pole or whatever and fish. Sometimes the day are better than others. You just never know. Sometimes, you know, I get up real early in the morning, get out here about daybreak, pretty deep water right here. Now if that little indicator stops or takes off one way or the other, there you go. There's one. It's a little trout. I don't know whether you saw that or not, but that indicator barely moved. And that's hand-eye coordination. And it takes a while to develop that if you're fly fishing. And of course, the older you get, like yours truly, the more difficult it is. So I'm going to bring him in now. See here, this time of the year, you can keep 5 a day. I'm going to show you something. I wet my hand because I don't want to mess up his cover there with all of his gills and everything. See that? There he is. That's a little rainbow native. So what we're going to do is put him back in the water and let him go. Can't beat that. And there are more people fishing than any other sport, including golf or whatever. Okay, hit that thing. Come on. I'm going to have to change my flies here in a minute. Yes, sir. Look at this one. Now, this is a nice trout. Guarantee you, they got off. I hope our director and producer got a shot of that one. I mean, that was a nice rainbow. And I was going to release him anyways. He jumped over there again. I'm going to have to try to see if I can get him hooked back on here. Now, wild trout, if you get one like that and you lose him, chances are he's not going to hit again, but a stock trout will, a lot of times. Boy, I hate to lose that trout. That was a nice one. Woo, dog. Sometimes you got to sing for them or whistle for them or whatever. You never know what's going to break it loose. After you've cast about 20 times and you don't have a hit, it's time to say adios, Jesus. Yep, reeler in. And you never know, could hit one while I'm reeling it in. Here we go. Okay, boys and girls out in Radio Land. Remember, if you want more information about trout fishing here in Gatlinburg, they've got it for you. Go out to Gatlinburg City Hall, Highway 321, and one of those great employees out there at the home office, as I call it, they'll tell you where to go. And also where you can go fishing. And where to get a license. A lot of fun. These old boots sometimes are kind of hard to maneuver. Got that felt sole on them that keeps you from slipping on these slick rocks. It's imperative that you wear these, because the last thing you want to do is fall and break a bone. Okay, here is a real good fly right here. I didn't tie this, I bought it commercially. That's called a beadhead pheasant tail. You can see the bright gold bead on the head of that fly. That fly there is good anywhere practically in the United States of America, fellow Americans. Okay, took that one off, got a new one on. Let's see if I can get him here. Yep. Now these hooks are extremely sharp. Twist this thing a few times. Old fingers have to be a little nimble. Or sometimes the old arthritis keeps you from being too nimble. Old Paul Harvey said one time, once you get to be 50 years old, you wake up in the morning, you don't have an ache, you better call a funeral home. Boy, he's right. Guarantee you something's going to ache somewhere in your body. You saw me wet that line. That's to keep it what we call burning. If you pull it too fast, it'll heat it and it'll have little riffles in it and it won't be as effective. See, now I've got a two fly, a tandem rig, and let's see if we can't catch a trout or two with these two dudes. almost bet you money if I was a betting man. See? But I'm not. Unless it's a sure thing. Well, usually I'll hook into one right along in here. If they're in here, and there's supposed to be some trout swimming around. Come on. Good deep hole right along in here. Doing a side cast, because overhead cast is a little hard right in here. What a beautiful day. Any day is pretty if you're fishing. Here we go. Yes, sirree. Now this is a nice rainbow trout. See, I've got two flies on. It'll be interesting for me to find out which one he hit. Yeah, that's a beauty. I want you to go out to City Hall, either now or in the morning. Take that little girl of yours or that little boy and get him into fly fishing, or with a rod and reel or bamboo pole. We're not talking about a lot of money. For maybe $5, $6 for a bamboo pole. Look at it. Then get you some corn. Man, I fished with corn most of my life. And dough balls. Get a loaf of bread. Then we'll give you a hint now. Don't tell anybody. But on your dough ball, get whole wheat bread, and it looks a lot like trout food. Get it really gooey. Make a ball out of it. Okay there, Junior. Come on in there, dude. Now what we're gonna do here, look at the color on him. That is a beautiful trout. Look at it. Woohoo! Man! I'm gonna take these forceps. See what I've done here? Now that is a beautiful rainbow. They're spawning right now, so the colors can get pretty brilliant this time of year. But let's put it in water so somebody else will have an opportunity like I did to catch him. Okay, Buster, take off. There he goes. See you later there, dude. That's what it's all about. There's a brochure. Tells you all about trout fishing in Gatlinburg, Tennessee on the Pigeon River. That's where we are. Go out to Gatlinburg City Hall. They'll give you one of these. They'll tell you how old, the different age brackets, where the children's stream is, how much it costs you to fish for one day, 1 week, or for the rest of your life. You'll enjoy it. There he is. Whoop-ah! Let her rip. Come on back home, baby. Put the grease in the skillet. Mama, Big Daddy coming home.